So, you were the first man-made Goji.
You bet I was. And I was pretty dang good at it too.
I heard your movies kinda suck though.
That's subjective.
Really? Cause I don't think so. At least not from what I heard.
Well, Sonny, what is it you want? A standoff? Didn't you get beaten by some robot?
Hey, that robot, that we don't need to talk about that.
But it happened. So if you want to go toe to toe with me, Ultima, you better think twice. Some other time then. Hang on, Ultima. Do you still want to go fishing with me? I still need your help catching that giant red whale.
Here, consider it a gift.
Uh-oh. Oh, yes. This'll make a great barbecue. How's it, Godzilla fans, Kaiju fans, collectors, and general people of YouTube? This is Chanzilla1964 coming back to you with another multi-figure review. Today we'll be reviewing the Godzilla anime trilogy. The first and only Godzilla anime trilogy. Their figure line, at least for the Godzillas anyways. I guess Servum counts as Godzilla because I mean it's supposed to have come from Godzilla, which was kind of a confusing plot point in the movie, but either way. Let's start off with the two Godzillas, who are practically the same, although they both have their differences. So, long story short, these guys are customs, yes. Let's go over detail first though, since they'll be the easier one to go over, which I mean detail on both of them is relatively the same. The only thing that's different would be the arms and the faces. But I mean from every crease and crack, from it looking like a tree, even to the underside of its belly to its throat. Now, granted, this is the Godzilla Filius 6-inch Bandai figure, even though I did kind of customize it by replacing Godzilla Earth's arms and legs to make Godzilla Earth look taller and look straighter. Because with the set of legs and arms that Godzilla Earth came with, it looked like he was looking up. So I figured if I switched out Filius, since Filius is in more of a looking down stance, it would work better with Godzilla Earth, which it kind of does in my opinion. But like I said, for them, the tail and leg detail is pretty much the same, even the underside of the belly and the neck area. The only difference with these two is Godzilla Earth came with this set of arms rather than this set of arms. And I mean, that's pretty much the only difference. This one is curled up, whereas this one is not, even though they have the same detailing to it. As for the two faces though, as you can tell, this one is the more of the younger Godzilla face, whereas this one has the full-blown beard going on, which is one of the big reasons why I wanted to get this figure as well, because I have the beard. And I always liked the design for this Godzilla, the fact that he had a beard, and and the fact of how cool it looked that Godzilla actually has a beard for once. Now for their paint jobs, and I mean even this one too, this one is pretty much the same, as much as detail as Bandai could fit into this little figure though. Which I mean, I think Bandai did a pretty good job with fitting as much detail as they could into this one. Because I feel like it'd be unfair to compare this figure's detail to the big figure's detail, since you're just kind of compressing all that detail into this little figure. Which, by the way, this figure is like a third of the 6-inch Bandai figure scale. So, I mean, just comparing the tails alone, the amount of detail is drastically different, but I think Bandai still did a good job with this little one. Paint job though, paint job, I will use this one to compare to the Godzillas. This is the essentially the paint job both of these guys had, except for this guy. I'll put the picture somewhere on the screen, but the original figure for Godzilla Earth, and the only figure we got of him, which was kind of a bummer, but that's also part of my business of customizing, is the one where he's just shooting his atomic breath, where all of his spines were this beautiful see-through light, I guess light glittery blue plastic, and then his tail was just painted that same color, and then there were just highlights of silver to accent that the atomic breath, I guess, coming off not only his back but also his, I believe the top of his head was also silver, and some of his legs, part of his legs here, which, I mean, it was a really, really beautifully painted figure by Bandai, but I mean, part of me regrets repainting it, but at the same time, seeing this now, I'm totally fine with it because I can always go back over the figure with a similar paint job. But for now, I'm going to leave it for the sake of just, I mean, it looks good. But this was the original paint job for both of these guys. Was this kind of dark green blue for the body, all the way down from the tip of the tail to the tip of the head, top of the head, and then this kind of blue color for the spines for both Godzillas, which it's a really nice blue color, but sadly, per tradition, Bandai doesn't exactly paint the tails all the way to the tip, so I didn't exactly have that blue, so I just kind of went over my own just to finish painting the tails all the way to the tip, since Bandai has a tendency not to do that, which is not cool. But even on the little one, they didn't paint it. Oh no, they did. Okay, I'll give Bandai credit for that one, where it's due. They did paint, they did kind of paint it to the tip of the tail for this little guy, and each fingernail. These guys turn out to be great figures for the Godzilla anime series. And I mean, if you guys get the mini Godzilla Phileas, I think he goes really nicely with the Godzilla Earth 6-inch figure, even though he would go much better with the Godzilla Earth, I believe 8-inch figure. I believe the figure is 8 inches. Because I mean, in the movie, Godzilla Earth is like huge compared to Godzilla Phileas. Like, I mean, I think it was something like 30 times, 50 times bigger. I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen somewhere. But either way, this Godzilla was just so much bigger than anything that we could have imagined. But Toho went ahead and did it. And I mean, as controversial as the Trilogy series is, I think we got not only our biggest, but also our most interesting Godzilla. And I mean interesting in the best way possible, because this Godzilla, for some reason, could create its own flora and fauna. This being one of its fauna, which is a Servum from Bandai's Movie Monster series line. Now, I mean, the Servum is just relatively simple and easy to go over. Paint, nothing special. That same blue color that was on Godzilla Phileas. I mean, that's about it. No paint on the fingernails or the teeth. The only paint aside from the skin would be the Servum's eyes, which were painted this red color. But aside from paint, I mean, detail on the Servum was, it's okay. I mean, for what Bandai could do, because of how crazy this thing looked, I think Bandai did okay. Even though I wish the wings looked a little more gnarly. Because for the next review, you'll see, but they look exactly like the Ghidorah's wings. Even though Ghidorah's wings are smaller for some reason, the Bandai Movie Monster series Godzilla Planet Eater Ghidorah, that is. Like, looking at the model from the anime for this creature, there's a lot of points where the teeth could be accented better. Even I think the arms were longer than the legs. If they would have articulated the legs, I think that would have been nice. Even though this figure, like I said in past Yeah, for some reason this figure doesn't have any articulation either, which is a bummer. Which spoilers for articulation, by the way. No articulation. And then I mean the tail here, they couldn't have extended these spiky things a bit, because it looks like a paintbrush, whereas in the movie it looked like a porcupine's tail, I guess you could say. But I mean, they did okay with this figure. It's not great, it's not amazing like the Godzilla figures, but it's okay. But speaking of articulation, yes, this one is a statue. Sadly, the Servum is a statue with okay paint. So I mean, this figure is it's a pass for me. But the Godzilla figures, their articulation is pretty good, and it's the same thing as any old Godzilla figure. Same 5 points, I believe. Tail, the legs move, the arms move, and the tail moves for these Godzilla figures. I believe for both of them. Yep. Both of these guys, tail and arms move. As for the little one though, sadly, only his arms, his tiny arms, and his legs move. No tail articulation, it's a glue on the tail. But I mean, even still, you could still get him in some pretty cool poses. You know, I didn't even think about that. That gives me a skit idea, but for later. Time for the question of the day though. Do I recommend you guys pick up these figures and add them to your collection? If you're a fan of the anime, for sure. If you're a fan of Godzilla though, I definitely recommend you guys pick up these figures. Or if you just want a generalized set, you can pick up the, or movie accurate set, I'm sorry. You can pick up the 8-inch version of this one and this figure, just to make it a little more movie accurate. Or you can just stick with these two, or get all 3 of them. Because I mean, together, I think they look like a really good set of Godzilla anime figures, in my opinion. It's just that this one is pretty much a plastic statue, so this one is a pass for me if I was just kind of like a regular Godzilla fan going through the store and I saw this thing, like, I would pass on it. But I mean, if you're a fan of the anime, I would suggest you definitely get the Servum. The 3 Godzilla figures over here though, if you're a fan of Godzilla in general, I think it's worth a pickup, especially the Godzilla Earth figure, because I mean, what other Godzilla has a beard? I mean, come on. I mean, Toho did a great job with the design for Godzilla Earth, in my opinion. I know it's a very controversial one, just like Shin Godzilla though, because how different it is from the traditional side of things. Which, I mean, the Reiwa era of Godzilla has done a very good job with giving us new, different, and unique ideas for Godzilla, as well as, I mean, just putting out such great designs for the character in general, which I really appreciate from Toho's side. But along with the great designs comes more figures, so keep it coming, Toho. But with that being said, let me know in the comment section down below if you got these figures, if you might have customized these figures, and how you did, because I feel like there's a better way of customizing this guy. Even though I know there's also the way to customize it where he's the supercharged one, where he turns full-blown, I think, fiery red. Scarlet, I'm sorry, it's the Scarlet Godzilla. If that is an option, but I mean, I gotta think about that one. Might pick up another one just for the Scarlet Godzilla. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below if you plan on getting these figures, if you haven't already, or if you got these figures and what you think about them. Because even putting on a comment, like even just saying how's your day going, really helps the channel a lot with the YouTube algorithm and how crappy it is for many creators, myself included for some reason. But yeah, this if you like the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up, and if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe. And I'm gonna try put this out there, but if you guys can share this video, it would also greatly help the channel, and it'll be greatly appreciated. But I mean, thank you for watching. This has been Chanzilla 1964. Signing out. Till next time, guys. Peace, peace.